Sajida Amin from the Empowered Women's Forum, Asai Neuro Excellence. I have a beautiful, vibrant girl from Canada. Dania is with me today. I'll give her intro. Program is specially dedicated to all the youth, immigrant youth from all over the world, Pakistani youth, especially the girls, and all the women who want to excel in their life no matter what. So I'll give her introduction. Dania is registered psychologist in Calgary, Canada. At such young age, she is doing doctorate. She is married, happily married, and have a wonderful son. I will give her credentials a bit, and then Dania will introduce by herself to all the women and young girls wherever they are. So she has specialized in trauma-focused treatment and provides psychological treatment and assessment to law enforcement officers and first responders in her clinical practice. She has a private clinic in Calgary. She is, as I mentioned already, she is doing doctorate. She is never giving up and will keep on moving. And she has obtained an honors bachelor's degree in specialization in psychology from University of Ottawa, Canada. And she did her master's from Calgary, Canada, in counseling and applied psychology from the University of Lethbridge. She is affiliated with the Faculty of Education, University of Lethbridge. Her research areas include multicultural, clinical competencies among mental health professionals and help-seeking behaviors among visible minorities. So, as I mentioned, this is what she is doing after having all those qualifications. She is keeping in consideration all the fellow humans who are or who were already going through the situations that she went through. Thank you very much for being with me, Dania, today. How are you doing today?
Thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for giving me time, being so much busy, being a mother, a wife, and practice. So I will ask you a couple of questions today so you can share your life with your fellow girls. So tell me about yourself in one sentence.
Oh, that's a hard task to do. I would say in one sentence, I would describe myself as a lifelong learner and someone who strives for growth.
Very good. So giving up on growth, right? That's the right
Absolutely.
way to spend our life. So tell me about your strengths. It makes you so strong and vibrant woman as you are today.
In terms of my strengths, I'd say I'm a compassionate person, or I strive to be a compassionate human being. I'm determined and resilient. And I think when you try to balance all these various aspects of your life as a woman, wearing all these hats as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a psychologist, and a researcher, it has a way of clarifying your values and your beliefs that teach you a lot about your inner drive and your resilience. So I think for me, my pursuit of my goals has taught me a lot about my strengths and resilience, more than I ever knew.
That's great. Dania is telling us that when you work on something and you are moving forward, so you come to know about your strengths when you explore. So she knew her strengths more when she kept on exploring, learning. So that's the message from her. My next question is that your weaknesses that you worked on to reach your goals that you attained.
I think of course, there's many, we're always learning, we're always growing as human beings. But one of the weaknesses, especially, as a woman, I would say that I had to work on to pursue my goals was to cultivate some level of self-compassion. Because I think a lot of women were raised to always focus on the well-being of others around us, and not a lot of us are modeled how to take care of ourselves. And I think this is what makes us, of course, so nurturing and so caring, right? That we raise humanity and generations to come. At the same time, if we don't direct some of that towards ourselves, inwards, I think that can lead to being self-critical for a lot of us. So I think for me personally, in this very busy, demanding season of my life that I am, I've learned to be compassionate towards myself and take care of myself. And then as a result, I can show up for these important people in my life and also work on my goals.
So you worked on your weaknesses by working on yourself more. Okay, this is the message here from Dania, that we need to work, all the girls around who are her age or coming in the field very soon, that you need to work on yourself so you can take care of your loved ones in a better way. If you are strong, then you can do a lot better. And it's always good to take care of ourselves, right? So if we are not taking care of ourselves, how come we can be in full, we can use our full potential to do what we are doing, right?
Exactly.
So absolutely, we have to break that chain that is coming from behind, from our ancestors, women, right? So that the meaning of this channel is also to give awareness to every woman in this world, every girl in this world, that you have that quality, that strength in you, and God has given individually to everyone. So thank you very much for sharing this, Dania, with us. My next question is that any kind of best advice have you ever given you want to share with us?
Oh, best advice. I have a couple, but I'd start with one that always, I think, has stuck with me since I was a young girl. My father used to tell us when we were growing up that I care more about the kind of person you become, how you treat another human being, and the values you will honor in your life more than the degrees and the letters beside your name. And of course, he had high standards for us, which we pursued our goals. But that always stuck with me and has always kept me grounded in my values and what's driven me as a human being, no matter where I am in my life. So I think that's one advice that's always stuck with me, that who you are and at your core and your identity is so important to be aware of. And the other piece is usually, that's always, I think, just guides me. And early on in my career that I was given an advice was that focusing on the journey and not on the outcome. Because I think sometimes in pursuit of our goals, it's, of course, being goal oriented is important, but we can get so focused on the finality of the outcomes that we can lose sight of the process that's also shaping us and teaching us a lot about who we are as people and as women. So those are kind of two of my advices that come to my mind, the top of my head.
That's very good, very useful. And it's very important to, stay grounded and know yourself better, and then give a hand to fellow humans, as you're doing today, sharing your experiences with us. My next question is that how do you preserve yourself during tough times?
I mean, adversity is a part of our life's journey, right? And going through tough times is one way through which we do become resilient, right? We do have to face the challenges to grow. So I think for me, remembering that is helpful, and focusing on the controllables. Because if we focus on the uncontrollable factors in our life that are driving the adversity and the tough times, that can make it difficult to cope. So I think for me, kind of staying grounded in what's controllable in my hand, right? And also recognizing that tough times and challenges is how we grow. That's usually helps me cope a little bit better. And I also think having the support of your loved ones and people around you. So personally, during tough times, I seek out help and support of my loved ones, because we are not designed as human beings to go through life alone. We never were. So I think being able to rely on, your village, whatever that looks like, that can be a really helpful way to get through tough times. It's been for me. And also acceptance, which isn't easy. I think just practicing.
That's great.
Right?
That's great.
Acceptance
is needed. which is needed. Yeah.
right? That pain
So
is
yeah,
inevitable. One of my favorite quotes is also that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So I think
exactly.
remembering that, that acceptance of the hard times as, as they come your way, but also not dwelling on and focusing on the controllable so it doesn't turn into suffering.
Oh, that's great. That's a great message from Dania. She's a psychologist as well, and you learn with the time that everyone go through hard times and tough times, and everyone. There's no exception here in this world. It's not a straight path. You can channelize and you can control those tough times in a way that you are not suffering, right? That's the message from you. So don't go to the negative side. Try to be positive and channelize it in a way that it can go in your way, and it should not be, ending up as a suffering. So my next question is, what is women empowerment in the eyes of Dania?
That's a big word. But I think for me, I think it's the recognition of your own self-worth as an individual, and also recognizing and challenging the standards, the measures of self-worth that are not serving you well as a woman. And whether they were given to you by society, by people in your life, by influences out there.
Mhm.
Because if we don't recognize our own self-worth, we can't be empowered. So I think for me,
Exactly.
that's one thing, is to realize how to challenge, your part of your inner critic, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, it's being shaped for you, and then speaking up and having
Mm-hmm.
boundaries, right?
Exactly.
Envisioning a better future for yourself, right? Dreaming for yourself. And
Yes.
that's, comes to mind when I think of being empowered as a woman.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
also, I'd say again that even as, when it comes to women empowerment, we are never meant to go through life alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we are social bonding mammals. So surrounding yourself with the right people, right women,
Exactly.
right friends, right
Exactly.
partner, right
Mm-hmm.
supports, right? These are
Yes.
things, and right mentors, people who'll guide you,
Mm-hmm.
accompany you to be part of your
Mm-hmm.
journey, right? Who'll be
Mm-hmm.
cheering for you. So, and
Exactly.
and having those goals, when you envision a future for yourself and walking forward, even if you're
Mm-hmm.
afraid, right? Because the
Mm-hmm.
fear is really our brain's way of telling us that something important to us is on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we still march forward. So that's
Exactly.
what women empowerment would mean for me.
Thank you for sharing. So, my friends who are watching us, so here Dania has given a very good way of, or image of, I would say, the women empowerment, that look in yourself. You have some strengths there. And if you have a fear of something, that doesn't mean that you have to stop there. You have that fear is that, yes, you can do it, and just go ahead and do it, as she has given the a bit of more that be with the good people. Good people means that who can lift you up and who can help you achieve your goals. So, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, if you watch this program and if you are watching, there is a lot here to put in your pocket and keep on moving and reach your goals. So, Dania, I have next question, that where is happy place for Dania?
For me, it's always somewhere in nature. So that's something that I grew up with, and being close to nature. So I think right now for me, I'm in Calgary, so we're very close to the Rocky Mountains, which makes my happy place quite accessible to me. But just being in the mountains, hiking, breathing in the
Wow.
fresh air, right? And it has a way of making me feel so much more present and mindful, and also becomes a source of peace for me, right? Just having that reset from the busy life, right? And the
Yeah.
demands of
Yeah.
life. So, and now going to the mountains with my husband, with my son, and being able to share this with them as well,
Mm-hmm.
these memories, is one of my
Awesome.
favorite things to do to help me reset.
Wow. Yeah. So Tanya is saying that nature makes her happy. And if you like to go close to the nature, that can take your iron aspect, right? So you will be back in life. So what is next for Dania? At such a young age, you have done almost a lot. So, and as well as your career is concerned, you are just almost done for doctorate. So what is next for you in all contexts, like to help others or helping other women or whatever like you have on your plate?
I think it's going to be, for me, it's ongoing, the journey of learning and continuing to improve myself and, in professional context, right? Personal context, that'll be ongoing. And after my doctorate, I'm in the dissertation stage, so almost done here. So I would like to see myself adding a more of a teaching component, and expanding that side of my professional work. So to be able to model also to others, especially,
Exactly.
visible minorities, right? Women of color,
Hmm.
to be able to
Yeah.
see, to be able to, reflect, right? The work and the journey that it can take to get to a position where we can help others too and
Yeah.
help them grow in their careers. So that's something I could see myself doing, and probably taking a little bit more of time to relax after I'm done with my PhD, which almost there.
Oh, that's great. It was very nice to talk to you, Dania. We might be calling you as whatever your expertise are, especially as you said that minority. And if they will have any questions, they can come to our forum and we can start. We can have a podcast with you if you will have time. So it was very good to talk to Dania today. She has shared her life experiences, and we welcome you to ask any questions on our this channel, because this is for you, and we are bringing different from the different countries, cultures, communities, the women here. This channel is specially for women, and we will always be working for you. From here we will say goodbye, but not forever. We will always be here, and we'll be bringing more people. Thank you, Dania. Thank you so much for coming to our channel, and we are looking forward to you do podcast with you on whatever you have specialized on, especially women.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. It was a pleasure being here, and I'm happy to be, of course, part of any initiatives that'll help other women.
Thank you so much. Bye from SI Neuro Excellence today. We will be here again.